Hello everybody, I'm Martin. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft Enigmatica 2 Expert. I decided that since we're blocked on draconium evolution pretty hard right now, I'm going to focus on upgrading my void miner today. And you might notice that I have dug another hole behind my base and drained the lake that was here. Also had to drain quite a bit of lava because this one was not as easy dig straight to the bottom as the other one was. Because we're going to move it out of that enclosure over behind me and put it here because it needs to be much larger to finally upgrade it to its top size. And we're going to replace it with the void resource miner. And the tier 1 void resource miner is pretty similar to the tier 1 void miner itself to make as far as the blocks it requires, as well as the actual unit. And what this does is it pulls up all of the normal type blocks that come out of the ground that you would expect. Most of these we don't want. What we do however want is on the last page, and that's mica, which can only be obtained from the void resource miner, and preferably with the white laser lens. We need mica to do upgrades as well as to do some ultimate crafting stuff in the bragging rights section. So we need to get it in here sooner than later, honestly, otherwise this is going to be a pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go rip out the void miner out of this enclosure and just straight up replace it. I've already made all of the pieces for the void resource miner, so this should be pretty simple. I hope, maybe. Okay, that proved to be really easy. All I had to do is use the assembler to break the void miner and the laser lens and replace those. So that was just a real quick hot swap out. And I replaced the ender chest with a different color one so I can just dump it straight into my inventory system. If you look in here, you can see that it is now currently dumping out all the materials. Although, no mica so far, which is disappointing. It's also going to flood my system with a bunch of terracotta, so of all different colors, so I'm going to have to deal with that too. Oh, and there's a mica just in time. Okay, and now that we've got the resource miner pumping stuff into our storage system up over here behind me, we can focus on the void miner itself. And upgrading the void miner is actually pretty easy compared to making it initially because you just need the one you already had with some erodium blocks, which is just the second tier material that we've had pumping in from the miner for a while from over into here. So you can see I still have about 250 of it left and about 700 litherite. So what we need to do, however, is make all of the other blocks for the miner. We still have all of the other pieces we previously had, but we need to actually upgrade some of them or replace some of them. So we actually need fewer structure blocks, but because we're going to use upgrades this time, but we need to upgrade our structure frames from tier 1 to tier 2, as well as add another laser core. That said, the structure frames aren't too bad. It's a really simple recipe as long as we already have the existing ones, as well as gold, erodium, and lapis. And frankly, I actually, when making the resource miner, I just automated all of the tier 1 stuff anyway, so even if I did need more, we could do it pretty easily at this point. So I'm just going to make the tier 2 one and finish this up. Okay, so I've got the basic tier 2 pieces made now, but there's one more thing we need to discuss first because we need 4 more blocks. And these come from the modifiers that we can add to the void miners. There's the accuracy modifier, which increases the accuracy of the lenses so that you get more of that color that you have selected, but we're using clear for the void miner anyway, so it doesn't matter. And we can't make this because this requires palladium, which is the whole reason why we're upgrading this, so we can't do this one. However, the other one is the speed modifier, which makes them seemingly more expensive, but does exactly what it says, and doesn't require anything special to make. So let me make a stack of those and we'll go outside and put this back together. Okay, since the speed upgrades take mica, I only was able to make 2 of them for now. I'll have to make the other 2 later after my resource miner actually kicks on enough. But for now, let's put this up here and build out this void miner. So now the tier 2 void miner is constructed, I need to go run power to it as well as hook an ender chest up to it. So give me a minute to finish this out. Okay, so I also ran power here in a pretty ugly way, but I'm not going to bother cleaning it up yet. But if we look in here, you can see that it's using about 12,000 power a tick right now. With only 2 of them in, I suspect it'll go up to 16 when we fill in the 2 nulls. And as you can see by this chest, that it is extremely overly full right now. There's actually a reason for this, and I probably should go show you what else I've been up to. So, because one of the things I needed was draconium dust, because we're completely out almost, one of the better sources for it is the deep dark. So I finally put down one of the deep dark portals. And you just step onto it to activate it, and it gets all swirly and weird. So here in the deep dark, you always need it to be lit up or there's a chance you'll just die. And here I've got the digital miner set up. And as you can see, it's slowly mining up a ton of stuff. I believe it started at like 26,000 or 32 or something like that. So it's been pulling up a ton of ore, which is why the box is full. My ore processing probably could be faster. I probably need to upgrade the factories. And you know what? Maybe we should do that while I'm thinking about it now that we have the means. Alright, so we got blocked on doing the Mekanism upgrades for the factories because we needed plutonium. But now we have plutonium because now we have the extreme reactor for it. So looking at the advanced tier installer, you can see that it takes 2 plutonium, but a whole bunch of stuff we can do pretty easily otherwise. And the ultimate tier is actually even easier because instead of plutonium, it's diamonds. So I guess let's go make a bunch of these and slot them into my ore processing real fast and finish this chunk out. Well, I got these upgraded to the elite tier, and it's because I can't read. The ultimate tier only works on bins, energy cubes, tanks, and gas tanks, not your factories. So this is the top tier, but hopefully this will speed things up significantly. Alright, we have the void miners updated, we've got the digital miner in the deep dark, and we've got our ore processing increased. I guess let's do one last bonus thing so we can close out Industrial Foregoing finally. Because as mentioned previously, we only have one thing left, the black hole storage. And the black hole units required black hole talismans from Britannia, which required Gaia spirits, which we've got now. So let's get this banged out. That's really the only hard component here. I suspect most of you know me well enough by now to know that I didn't take a good look at the recipes. Because if we look at the black hole unit, there's gray plastic blocks, which are made from HDPE sheets, which are made from HDPE pellets, which comes from combining liquid ethylene with oxygen into substrate. So I updated my advanced generator room that was processing all this stuff and removed a lot of the ducts and replaced them with conduit so I could more easily move things around and shove another PRC here right in the middle to create the HDPE pellets. So I don't have it fully automated, but it's at least a start, okay? Okay, I don't know how much plastic I'm actually gonna need, but I would have the means to output it if I really needed to. All right, black hole storage units are basically a massive version of the storage drawers. They hold a ridiculous amount of stuff. If we open up the interface for the black hole unit, you can see that there's a bunch of cobblestone in here. It stores millions. I can't even remember what the exact number is, but it's extremely large. You can have it automatically fill inventories and automatically empty them, but there's no way to just punch this like there is with the storage drawer to get them out, or if there is, I haven't figured it out. The black hole tank is the same sort of thing, but for liquids. You can click it with a bucket to pull a liquid out, or you can put a bucket in with water with a liquid in it to fill it up. Both of these you can pick up, and I can break my floor, and you can put them inside a black hole controller. And this can be accessed by things like the AE2 storage bus to give you a ridiculous amount of storage in a single block. As far as I'm aware, none of this takes power, and all of this just works. It's just expensive to make. Probably not going to use them because if I need this much, I'm in serious trouble, but who knows how the singularities go when I have to start making them. Anyhow, let's go open up the small amount of chests we got and move on with our day. Looks like we got 8 of them. A battle wrench of dubious use, more casings for free, shulker shells. Well, that saves me a trip to the end, but I've got shulkers sitting in soul vials. I could duplicate them if I really need. Another Manasphere monocle that we don't need. A Supreme water can. I think we've already got one, but it also would have been nice a lot earlier than this. Nether bricks, moss, and more launch pads that we probably don't need. So, pretty junky loot, but that's not really a surprise. But we did make some progress today. I'm probably going to continue progressing the void miners off camera, at least up through tier 4 to get the materials that we need, because it's just going to take time for them to process, and I really just have to swap them in and out and make the next tiers. So, don't be too surprised if that changes and you're not around. Anyhow, if you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a subscribe or a like. As always, I'm Arg. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.